Hey guys, welcome back to another video with me. If you're new here, hello and welcome to the channel. My name is Chloe. I'm an author, a book reviewer, and lots of other stuff. Welcome to the channel. If you're not new, hello and welcome back. Today I'm going to be reviewing The Tenant by Freida McFadden. Now I have my book review book right in front of me, hence why there's like this little piece of paper here that is really annoying me, but go. I'm going to stick something on it so that it goes down. There we go. So we're going to be reviewing The Tenant by Freida McFadden. Now this was released in 2025, but this isn't her latest book. Her latest book is Do Not Disturb, which I already have. I'm going to read it eventually because my goal is to read every single Freida McFadden book that I'm physically able to. But if not, it's fine. But I do have access to some of her books on Kindle, and I have bought some of her physical copies of her books, so I hope that one day I'll be able to read all of them. But at the rate Freida's going, I won't be able to catch up because it feels like she releases a book every single day. She writes, like she is a psychologist, I think, during the day, and I think she writes at night or in the evening. Hence why she's able to release so many books. But yeah, so this book has 344 pages, and it is fictional. As always, Freida McFadden's books are thriller or mystery books, or crime-related books, and I rated this 5-star. So I read this book alongside my friend Freya, who I have previously mentioned on this channel already. We bought the book together at the same time, and when she went home, because she lives quite far away from me, so we kind of updated where we were reading on Snapchat, and we kind of just went, right, I'm on chapter this, how far are you, da-da-da-da, and we just kind of told each other how far we were, what we thought of it so far, and we both agreed that this is a really high rating Freida McFadden book. I really, really liked this. The plot twists were unexpected and enjoyable. But, yes, this book is split into 3 parts. For most of the book, it is set in the point of view of the main character, Blake. But part 2 is centred around Krista, who is Blake's wife. And then part 3 is centred around the character of Whitney, who we kind of get the idea might be the villain. But as always, Freida McFadden likes to create plot twists, and it's not always what you think. So the tenant is the person who's moving into the house, and we kind of get the idea that the tenant is Whitney. And obviously it is thought that Whitney is the bad guy. But there's a twist. There's always a twist. So, yes. In the book, the character of Krista did surprise me. I was thinking that Freida McFadden would not make the story too obvious, because obviously the book is called The Tenant, so we hope that based off the book cover that the tenant would be the villain. But obviously Freida does not like to make things obvious for her audience. And so I thought that there wouldn't be anything obvious in the story, and I don't think there was anything obvious that I could pick up on. So I'll read the blurb and we'll get into it. So it says, "There's no place like home. Shake them ruby slippers. If you know, you know." So it says, Blake Porter is riding high until he's not. Fired abruptly from his job as a VP on marketing and unable to make the mortgage payments on the new brownstone he shares with his fiancée, he's desperate to make ends meet. Enter Whitney, beautiful, charming, down to earth, and looking for a room to rent. She's exactly what Blake's looking for, or is she? Because something isn't quite right, the neighbours start treating Blake differently. The smell of decay permeates his home, and no matter how hard he scrubs, strange noises jar him awake in the middle of the night, and soon Blake fears someone knows his darkest secrets. Danger lives right at home, and by the time Blake realises it, it'll be far too late. The trap is already set. So, I really liked how this book progressed and the plot twist. Technically, the villain of the book is... I would want to say stuff, but I don't want to spoil it. Because this book has not been out very long, so I know that some people might want to read it who haven't. But if I ever come back and do a reread, I think I would talk about this more in depth. Because I really enjoyed this book, and I do want to talk about it. But I have nobody else to talk about it to, except for Freya. But... So, in my reading book, it took me a while. I read this in May, but I have not had any storage space to film, and also I filmed a lot of videos and I didn't have time to release them, so I've only just gotten around to filming the video for the Tenant. It's been a while, but there we go. But this is what I rated it. So I rated it 5 for enjoyment, a 5 for writing, because Freida's writing is great, a 5 for setting, a 5 for readability, a 5 for plot, but I rated it a 4 on characters because I thought that Blake just annoyed me so much, so I rated it a 4 because the other characters were really good, but Blake just pissed me off. That's all I can say. There is always one character in a book that always annoys the heck out of me, and this time it was Blake. So I have to say that my favourite character in the book, I think, might be Krista. I thought that her character was very well written, and the book and the storyline was also very well written. But overall, 5-star read. Some people do it like 5 point something, and if this was me, it would be like a 5-star. I don't do the point system. I don't get it. Like some people do 4.5 or 4.9. Like, where do you get the 9 from? I don't get it. So it's always just whole numbers for me. I don't do decimals and stuff. Too complicated. But yes, thank you guys so much for coming to me to watch my Tenant review. It could have been more in depth, but I don't want to give spoilers. And if it was more in depth, spoilers would be given, because there is no way I can't review this book without talking about it in depth. But I hope that you are able to find this book and read it and enjoy it as much as I did. So, thank you for stopping by, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys!